I knew I was lost, and death and darkness were my only songs. I needed someone to come rescue me.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
And mercy heard my plea.
Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. You gave me your real love. I thank you, Jesus. You washed my sins away. And now I'm living like I'm forgiven. You came and set me free. That's what your mercy did for me. You gave me beauty for my guilty stain. And now I'm living day to day by His grace. So excuse me if I can't contain my praise, because I know that I've been saved. Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. Your real love, I thank you, Jesus. You washed my sins away. And now I'm living like I'm forgiven. You came and set me free. That's what your mercy did for me. Every morning, mercy will restore me. I will proclaim. And even if the world may fall before me, I will proclaim. Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. Your real love, I thank you, Jesus. You washed my sins away. And now I'm living like I'm forgiven. You came and set me free. That's what your mercy did for me. Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. You gave me your real love. I thank you, Jesus. You washed my sins away. And now I'm living, I'm forgiven. You came and set me free. That's what your mercy did for me. Delivered me from darkness. That's what your mercy did for me.
You saved me in rain.
That's what your mercy did for me. I'm so thankful, Lord. That's what your mercy did for me.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for mercy. Thank you for mercy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Found me, you healed me,
Thank you for mercy. Mercy. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. God touch you. God touch you. Oh, I love you. Hallelujah.
I really don't know how to tell my story.
All right, brother. Thank God. Touch him.
There's part of it that I can't tell because it wouldn't be wise to for length and it just wouldn't be wise to. But I'll share a little bit with you about this song.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm going to cry. It's going to happen.
Hallelujah. You've been good.
Good friend of mine sent me this song here a few months ago.
Yes.
Michael sent this to me and he said, "Man, this has got you all over it."
Hallelujah.
Because he knows my story, and so I listened to it all night. I was going to working midnights that night. I listened to it all night and just cried. And so the next day I sent Marisa a text and I told her, I said, "Man, the choir's got to learn this song." And I'd already told her, she'd asked me to join the choir, and I just told her I couldn't. I just didn't feel like I could. So I wasn't asking for me to sing this at all. But I sent her a text, and she said, "Well, that makes about 20 people that's told me that."
All right.
So I said, "Well, it hit me right where I lived."
Hallelujah.
And so just a few weeks ago, she sent me a text back, said, "Well, we're finally getting around to doing this, and I want you to sing it."
Thank God.
And so to make a long story short, between her and Amanda, they twisted my arm, and here I am. But, and this is probably not going to go the direction that any of you think it is.
All right, come on.
I'm not going to talk about probably what you think I'm going to talk about. And I know, that you're gonna think less of me as a person. And I'm really fine with that. I really am. But I hope when I'm done, you'll know what God's mercy can do.
Sure.
And if I can exalt Him and show you what His mercy and how deep His love is for you, then that's the only reason I'm up here. But there was a situation in my life that I've been dealing with for several years, and just dealt with it really. Some bad people done some bad things, and I hated them for it. And it became clear to me early 2012. Some more things was shown to me, and it was worse than what I thought. And a hatred built in me like I can't explain. And I spent a lot of time, about 4 months, trying to wrap my mind around it and trying to figure out what I needed to do. And my hatred grew, and in April of that year, 4 months later, on my birthday, as a matter of fact, when I turned 34, I decided that I was going to kill them for what they'd done. It was the only way I could see. I could balance the scales in my mind. And I hope that none of you have ever planned to do that. I hope that's not the case. The person you have to become to do something like that. Monstrous is the only thing I can describe. And I embraced it with everything I had. The darkness that was in me. And I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is. There was such darkness in me, and I never liked rock music. I never enjoyed it. You know, growing up, it wasn't my thing. I never liked it. I just thought it was a bunch of screaming, and I didn't care for it. But I came to love rock music, just the deepest, darkest stuff that you can listen to. I embraced it. it fed what was inside of me. And I embraced it. It soothed me. As bad as that sound, it soothed me. It calmed my mind. And so I began to plan the best I knew how to carry out what I thought I needed to do. And it went for weeks. It went for months. It went for years. I would plan it, and it was my wife and my kids that would always stop me. I can't risk what I have for what I think I need to do. It was a constant back and forth every day. Every day I thought of it. Every day. And I had that in my heart. And I finally realized that I couldn't follow through with it. I couldn't do what I wanted to do just for the sake of my family. And I tried to choose. I wasn't saved by no means because I still had all that in my heart. But I tried to choose a better path. Instead of going down there, I tried to choose my family over that. And so I tried to choose a better path. And time went on, and I'd prayed some. And about the week before Rochelle passed, I'd been praying, and I wasn't feeling nothing. I mean, I wasn't, but I had been praying. And all that time when she was in the hospital, I mean, I was praying. I wasn't feeling what I thought I needed to, but I was praying. And I know y'all were praying for me.
Yes, we were. Come on, bring us. The Lord's helping you.
And I know that because, I've heard all my life, people come up to you and say, I'm praying for you. And you're like, yeah, that's nice, but it's not really doing anything for me right now. But that was the first time in my life that I've actually felt it. All during the hospital, all during the funeral, afterwards, I felt carried. It's the only way I can describe it. But I still had that darkness in me. I still had that hate, that murder in my heart. I wasn't bitter at God anymore. I'd let that go. I was beyond that. But I had that hatred and I had that murder in my heart, and I still wanted to do that to those people. And I knew it was wrong, and I would pray every day. I would say, God, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to live right. But you know what's in my heart. You know what's there. And I know it's not right. And you're going to have to take it. And I would do that day after day. And I talked to Brother Todd actually one day, and I told him, I said, I need to talk to you about some stuff, because I thought, well, maybe he's been around some people that may have had issues like this. And so I was going to meet with him and talk with him about it and see what I needed to do to get beyond it. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was the next service or it wasn't very long. I kept coming to church and I'd keep praying. And I would just go through my routine. God, you know what, you see what's in my heart. I know it's not right. But it's there. It's there. And I came down to the altar, and I was right there on the end of this altar. And I prayed, went through my whole routine. I was praying. And I got up, and I didn't feel any huge weight, nothing, like you do when the first time you get saved. I didn't really feel anything dramatic. And I'm a crier. I was blowing my nose and wiping my eyes and stuff. And it suddenly dawned on me. All that hatred and that murder was gone.
That's what His mercy did. Hallelujah.
I didn't feel it leave. I just realized it was gone. Brandon Cassidy was right across the altar from me, and he's, and bless his heart, he knows my story very well. And he knows what I've been going through, and he knows what I've been facing, and he knows what I've been feeling. And he's been right by my side like a brother. And he was sitting there, and I just leaned in real close to him, pulled him up. I said, this is the first time in over 5 years that I hadn't wanted to kill somebody.
Oh, don't it feel good? Praise God.
So when Sister Sarah, when she sings that, I was hopeless. I knew I was lost. Death and darkness were my only songs. I needed someone to come rescue me. And mercy heard my plea. That's what mercy did for me.
That's what your mercy.
I was hopeless. I knew I was lost. Death and darkness were my only song. I needed someone to come and rescue me, and mercy heard my plea.
Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. You gave me your real love. I thank you, Jesus. You washed my sins away. And now I'm living like I'm forgiven. You came and set me free. And that's what your mercy did for me. You gave me beauty for my guilty stain. And now I'm living day to day by His grace. So excuse me if I can't contain my praise, because I know that I've been saved. Lord, you found me, you healed me, you called me from the grave. Real love, Jesus,
You washed my sins away. Now I'm living.
forgiven, you came and set me free. And that's what your mercy did for me. And every morning, mercy will restore me. I will proclaim. And even if the world may fall before me, I will proclaim. darkness. That's what your mercy did for me. That's what your mercy did. I'm so thankful, Lord. That's what your mercy did for me.
Because I just want to ask you, I want you to think about your testimony in your life and what has mercy done for you. Where's God brought you from? Would you like to be as open and willing and transparent as Brother Brandon has been tonight? I know we all have a story. And I know that God is angry with the wicked every day. How many remember reading that? Every day His mercy is new every morning. And that's the reason we need to give God praise. And that's the reason we need to not take His mercy for granted. It's not something He has to do. But if God can be angry with a nation and say, I'm going to put them in bondage for 70 years and I'm going to deal with their sin. And right at the beginning of that, He says, but I know what my thoughts are. My mercy is already going to go for 70 years. I don't care how far you've been. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how the devil's lying to you right now. It matters not. You cannot make God stop loving you. His mercy's going to keep reaching. Oh, ask it tonight. I know there's people here that's not saved. I don't want to single anybody out. I don't really believe in doing that. But I feel my own heart and my own spirit. I wouldn't be standing where I'm standing. And there's nobody in this house that's standing where they are because they never made a mistake. And they never messed up. And you're not here because you never needed mercy. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. These altars are open right now. Sing that chorus again. From the grave. We were all dead in trespasses and sins.
Lord, you
Come
found
on, somebody take a step right now.
you
You know you're feeling it right now. I know what I'm feeling. I've been here too many times. I know God's wanting to do something right now. Come on, let His mercy do what His mercy can do. Let His mercy do what nothing else can do. That's what you need. That's what I need. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, yes, Lord. Come on, somebody take a step right now. Maybe the saints should step out. Maybe somebody needs special prayer.
You healed me. You called me from the grave. You gave me your real love. Jesus, you washed my sins away.
I don't know what else to say. I know God's dealing. I know God's reaching from the front to the back. I know conviction is moving in this house. Wherever you are, the Lord will help you from wherever you are. Whatever point you're at, whatever state of mind you're at, what's wrong with just reaching out to Him?
gave me your real love. Thank you, Jesus.
Let's fill these altars tonight. Oh, I need your touch, Lord. Oh, I need your healing, Lord. Oh, I need your direction, Lord. I need your touch right now. Oh, hallelujah. Yes, you found me. You healed me, Lord. You brought me from the grave. You brought me from that place. I needed you so much. I needed mercy. I needed grace. Come on.